Gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gear and gadgets. That's right, it's time for gadgets and gear. I told you in the last episode, in the epilogue of the hat trick, that from now on, gadgets and gear is gadgets and gear. We're not going to mix it in with any other parts of episodes and whatnot. I'll find something that's worth talking about, and that'll be the episode. Tonight's a big one, and it's such a big one, and the fact that I'm doing this new way of looking at the shows, we're going to call this Gadgets and Gear number 1, okay? I did a few things where I slipped in little bits into other shows and whatnot, but we're going to make this an actual episode, Gadgets and Gear number 1, because it's a biggie. This ain't no gadget. Got some new gear. The new stove arrived yesterday. It's been on my wish list for years. I've been shopping stoves, okay? And then the hookup guy came this morning. The stove store won't hook it up. They just drop it off. Because I'm on propane, they give you the conversion kit, so the guy had to come. And let me tell you, this guy was a classic, man. Cursing up a storm, complaining about this, complaining about that. But I always said, I judge contractors and workers like that. The more they're cursing while they're working, as far as I'm concerned, the better they are. He knew his stuff. Told me a lot of things about the stove that I should know. It was awesome. So a couple of friends asked me, and of course I thought about it myself, what's the first thing you're going to cook on a new stove? Oh, I gave it some hard thought. Let's go over and take a look, and I'll fill you in. And I'm cooking my first thing ever tonight. Come on, let's head over. Gear and gadgets. Right, here it is. It's a Frigidaire. As with everything in life, I have a budget. It's not the top of the line stove, but for my price range, I'm quite happy with it. I did a lot of reviews. Convection oven, air fry, whatever that means. I won't use much of that. Well, who knows? I'll check it out. But here's another reason. 18,000 BTUs, which is pretty nice on a home stove. There's your warming. 4 burners. I only used 2 burners on my other one because I had the fridge here. That's another thing. The lighting in here is a little funky because I painted the kitchen white, 8 p.m., just getting the supper. I went with white. I'm going to do blue accents. The kitchen's still in disarray, but it's clean as it's been in years. That arrangement stays, although I painted those brackets white. They were black before. So I got some ideas. More painting to do, more cleaning up to do. But the new kitchen's going to focus around this. The fridge was here. Now I got the marble here. Marble used to be down there. Now the fridge is down there. So I'm excited. I got lots of great ideas for these walls, storage. I don't do cabinets. The only cabinets I keep is this one, because that's a nice old wooden cabinet. It had a matching one above that I ripped off the wall. I like open storage. Yes, you got to clean a little more. So anyway, back to the gear. This ain't no gadget. So, of course, the first meal I'm going to cook, I always kind of fantasized. I always wanted the middle burner with the griddle. It was always a thing. I said, when I get a new stove, it's going to have the griddle. I just washed and dried it. Got those factory oils off. It's got the striated side and the flat side. So let's fire it up. And for my very first meal on the new unit, it's not 11:40. I still have to set the clock. Like I say, this thing is just in the house. So how could I not? Fresh eggs laid today. It's 8 p.m. It's supper time. I'm going with bacon and fried eggs, okay? Let's get 2 strips on. And one of my favorite lines from the old I Love It song, nobody knows me like my baby. We're gonna have eggs over easy with the flour tortilla, okay? So the bacon's gonna take a little while to render. I will be back with the eggs shortly. Okay, for the christening, for the virgin run, I gotta say so far I'm loving it already. The stove, of course, but also the new setup. Like I said, that was always the right side of the stove butting against the refrigerator, which I never liked. And with 18K right there, there was no way I was sitting that against the side of the fridge. So I'm loving this open setup. Plenty of counter space at the right with the marble. Let me take this off the tripod. While the bacon's rendering, I can explain a few things. So I think I'm gonna build a custom unit for right here. I got some plywood out in the barn, left over from the coop. Build a nice little rollout vertical, and I'll put all my baking racks, sheet trays, things of that nature right there. This will get a full strip down and new paint. White, of course. But that's the one non-modern thing that I keep in this kitchen. I just love it too much. The old roll cart went over there between the fridge. I got ideas. All based around this unit. So, up here, all this wall space is spoken for. It's going to be storage, pot racks. We'll do a show. There's going to be so much gadgets and gear hanging on that wall. We'll have plenty of extra episodes. All right, so that being said, let's get back on the tripod and get a little zoom in here. Okay, so you got the little tour of the stove there, so let's keep it focused in on the griddle now. I have not heated the oven yet. You got to do a deep heat clean before you use it. I'll do that tomorrow night because I'm also very excited about the convection. It's going to take a little practice. My bread game got really good on that old stove. I think it's probably going to go back a few notches until I get used to the convection. So we'll start practicing this weekend. Couldn't be more psyched on this middle burner with the griddle. Of course, I have no vent hood, or I should say I have a vent hood out in the barn, a really nice meal, but I just don't have it in me right now to be busting through the wall up there, having the electric put in. So, I mean, I've been cooking here for 15 years with no hood. You just have to clean more, that's all. But I bleached down all the walls, several coats of semi-gloss, so you wipe down. All right, here we go, the virgin run. Let's do it. It's reminded me of my old short order days down in Greenwich Village. I actually didn't do breakfast, but I used to flip a lot of burgers down there. Let them set. Got a little sticking going on. I just washed this thing. I probably should have seasoned it up. Just too excited. I had to get cooking. I'll take care of it. Olive oil, bake it off in the oven. One thing at a time. All right, our bacon's looking good. I'm gonna plate that. And then that nice bacon fat, flour tortilla. I love it. It's one of my favorite lines. I'm not going to try and sing it because I haven't heard it in years. I probably don't even remember the melody. The song is called Nobody Knows Me Like My Baby. I think that's it. That's going to be a tough flip. That'll stick. This one's sliding nice. Tortilla's puffing a little. Ooh, nice and greasy. I'm gonna eat this with a knife and fork. I ain't touching that. Gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear. Loving this big new gadget. All right. Tortilla's looking good. I'll put that on my plate. And it is called, in the song, the lyric is, eggs over easy. So let's get them off. Shut her down. Little stickage, but like I said, I was too excited. I'll scrub this down, no soap, and then I'll season the hell out of it. All right, let's head over to the marble, which is right here. All right, all these eggs need a little bit of kosher salt. Oh, that's not kosher, I forgot in here. This is the pink Himalayan salt. Cracker black, and a couple of drops of Texas Pete. Breakfast for dinner. Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
It's another thing I'm loving about this new kitchen layout. The marble and the stools right down here next to the stove. These stools used to sit way down yonder under the marble. This is a much more efficient use of space as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's a small kitchen. Breakfast for dinner. Bacon. Over easy. Bae, I just dropped some bacon. You want it? Come here, Bo. Good girl. Little bonus for the beeps. Pulled these. It's 8 p.m. Almost 8:30 now. I pulled these eggs out of the nesting box like 2 hours ago when I got home. I knew immediately that was going to be my first meal. Fried egg on the middle griddle. So there we go. Gadgets and gear, she's christened. There's going to be a lot of cooking on this new baby. Jesus, I almost feel like brewing up some coffee, but I know better. We'll see you Sunday for Come On, Let's Do It. Never the twain shall meet. Gear and gadgets.